Happy Tuesday, y'all. Welcome back for another episode of Tribe Talk Tuesdays. This is season 4, episode 6. I am Kiara, also known as Cookie, the owner of Divinely Her Healing, Elevating, and Renewing.
Yes, you are. And this is your girl, Nurse Britt, the founder of Empowerment Fitness and Wellness Center, empowering women all over the world.
Yes, and we have the honor of having our special guest, entrepreneur Najma, here with us today.
Hey,
Yes.
y'all.
All right. If you don't mind just telling the audience who you are for the
Okay.
ones who know you and the ones who don't know you but need to get to know you.
All right, so my name is Najma. I'm known on social media as Boss Mom, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have a book club, a printing company. I do content, so you guys probably know me as PHO in a nutshell. I do a lot.
Yes.
I do a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
Yes,
We
yes,
here
yes,
for it.
yes,
We
yes.
here for it. So our first question is, what does healing look like to you in your own definition?
Okay, so I would say what healing looks like for me it is doing the things that you want to do, right? So recently I just started to tap in and just do what makes me happy, not really what caring what other people think or trying to keep up with anyone else.
Yes.
So yeah, I like to romanticize my life. Anything, no matter how small, I'll be like, oh, I'm getting a coffee in the morning. I'm gonna make it a morning walk. I'm gonna go get my coffee. So just really doing what makes you happy.
Exactly.
I found out I thought healing was, revenge or healing was, just trying to make it appear as if you doing better or you doing when it's
Hmm.
really like doing it internally, making
Hmm.
yourself happy internally. So I just been honestly just doing whatever I want to do, whatever makes me happy, and I feel like that's the
But,
best the
yeah.
best way to heal.
I
I
love
like
that.
that. I know. No, because I'm glad that you said that like you thought like healing looks like revenge because we hear all the time, like on social media or people that quotes or even like your friends maybe in your circle, like like the best revenge is just like bossing up on somebody or having one up on somebody, and it's like
Yeah.
that's really not
It shouldn't
it.
it I never include people
Right.
into what I want to do. You get what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like,
Exactly.
if I feel like someone did me wrong or something, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm a boss up so he could be mad, or I'm a boss up so she could be mad.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and when you doing what you want to do, and when you
Exactly.
genuinely happy, then it
Exactly.
naturally will
Right.
make people mad. So
Exactly.
you don't have
Exactly.
to,
Exactly.
include other people because then it's like, am I really doing this for myself or am I
Exactly.
doing it to make someone mad?
Right,
Right.
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 No, that makes sense. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. I definitely love
Shout out to Marco.
that. So, how would you say through your own healing journey that it's led you to like the things that you do now, the work that you're doing now currently?
So, I feel like what I do is really a direct correlation to healing. I don't like working jobs. It don't matter what it is. Like I'll like it just because like I'm really spontaneous. So when I start a new job, I like it. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this new, this and the third. But it really is not for me. Like I get bored or, so when I finally had a break from working, I'm like, let me do something that I really want to do.
Mhm.
And I wanted to always be like, I'm greedy. So I always wanted to be like a food content creator. And I was a little like discouraged because a lot of people already do it. They have
Mm-hmm.
100K, they have 80K. And I'm just like little old me, zero followers. And like I said, healing, doing what I want to do. So I just said, you know what? This is something I really feel like I'm meant to do. So I reached out to a restaurant, room 148 on South Street.
Okay.
They'll forever be a part of my story because they are the first restaurant that gave me a chance. I had zero followers and they paid me to come eat and make a video,
Oh
and I didn't have
Wow.
any followers.
wow.
They're black owned, they're right on South Street, and I really appreciate them for that because that put the battery on my back. And that video, I think my first video got like 20K views.
Okay.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, oh, and ever since then, I've just been like, I love doing
Doing
it.
it.
It don't feel like work. I won't lie. Like my printing company did start to feel like work, but
Mhm.
this does not feel like work to me at all. Like I
Mhm.
honestly love doing it. I feel like I'm meant to do it, go out, meet people, because I actually was going to move to Houston
Okay.
Mhm.
last year, because I feel like I didn't fit in here. I'm like my personality, like the people I meet, the places, like I just felt like I didn't fit in.
Right.
And now doing content, I feel like I'm meeting my people. Like I'm starting to
Of
see,
course, that alignment.
yeah, I'm starting to see the city in a different way. And then my book club, like it was based off of like creating a community, like of girls. Like that's one of the requirements of being in my book club. You have to be a girl's girl.
Period.
So it's all coming together for me, you know, like exploring the city, meeting new people. I got my community, my book club, and so I just feel like it's all like, you know, part of the healing journey, and you know, all coming together.
I love that. Are you from the city?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
from Philly.
Okay. What I wanted to say is when you were saying that you were doubtful about getting into this lane because a lot of people did it, right? And you didn't know if you should do it.
Right.
I was just having this conversation with my sister the other day, and this always comes up. It's alignment for us in some way, shape, or form. And it was the conversation that she has been put in a position by her manager to basically extend herself beyond her own managerial position, and with an opportunity of one day owning her own, like being able to manage her own store.
Oh wow.
And she wanted to go back to school, and I'm like, well, how much more time in school do you have left? And she like a year and a half. And she was like, but other people do this. And I'm like, what does other people have to do like with
Right,
you?
right.
Like there could be 50 million people in the room. The one thing that's always going to stand out is you. And that's for anybody else that's in the room,
Yeah.
because everybody as an individual has
Yeah.
their own uniqueness that makes them way different from somebody else.
That is true.
But we can always work together too to enhance it for the both of us and make it a better lane for the both of us to be in together, right? Is room at the table for everybody to eat. So I'm glad that you still went forward without allowing that to hold you back.
Yeah, and I always try to tell people as well, like when it's for you and it's something you genuinely love doing, like you're watering yourself. Like you're watering yourself just by doing what you want to do. Like the flower is going to grow.
Right.
So
You are.
I feel like, because sometimes I'm just like, I'm doing content and it's not bringing me the money I wanted to bring me yet, or I'm about to get a job, but then I'm just like, once I really lock in and be like, this is really what I want to do, then an opportunity fall in my lap. And I'm just like, that's all you have to do is do what you want to do what makes you happy. Because happiness is a self choice. Like you
Yes.
wake up every day and you decide to
I'm
be
really
happy.
happy.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yes.
Right. So yeah,
I love that.
Yes, that's amazing. That's amazing. How old are you, mommy asking?
I'm 29.
Okay.
I'll be 30
Okay,
in
okay,
October.
okay, October what?
17th.
Okay, I'm the 23rd. Okay.
23rd.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was wondering. I was like,
I'm 29.
okay, good.
Do I seem 29?
No.
No, you don't seem 29, but you don't. Like you seem mature, but you don't seem like older. Like if
Yeah,
that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't seem like too young. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you could
good.
tell like she has vision.
Yes.
So in direction as far as where you want to go and what you want to
Exactly.
do.
Yes, for sure.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yes. I'm excited. This is something we love to hear, like people's different stories, their walks of life, and just like you said, like just watering yourself, which is very, very important because I talk about our overflow, right? You know what I mean? Like definitely we don't pour into people, we pour into ourselves, and
Right.
people get our overflow. So that's amazing. I can't wait to get back on social media and and follow you and see what you're doing. Especially with the book club. Especially
Yeah.
with the book club. I think a lot of times we don't have a lot of things as women. Like, you know, like I empower women through fitness and nutrition. We empower women through our podcast.
Right.
But outside of that, and just like you were going back, not to like jump over, saying that you didn't feel like you fit in. And I was going to ask the same thing that Cook asked, like, are you from here?
Yeah.
But I know sometimes that when you're on your journey and when you are tapping into, like you said, what you love and your purpose, right? It can kind of seem like I don't fit in, right?
Right.
Because especially when we live in a world that is microwavable,
Yeah.
or we live in a world that everybody's doing the same thing, right? And it's just like, where do I fit in,
Yeah.
right? But sometimes you being who you are creates that exposure.
Right.
Right? You get what I'm saying? To align with your tribe,
Yeah.
right? You know, like how we say all the time. So, That's amazing, and it's funny that you said. And we were actually just talking about this before you came in. And I was telling her, I'm like, Cook, we have to expand, like you know what I mean, like expanding that circle because
Right.
if we're so, and I say this all the time, um, uncomfortability breeds growth.
Right.
So when you tap into these uncomfortable spaces or going somewhere or going in different circles where you might not think you belong or fit, that's where the growth is going to come.
Right.
That's where your people might be at.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we have to tap into these circles.
Yeah.
Rather it's like, I don't want to run out. I'm going to just be quiet. I'm going to sit in the corner. Cool. So what? Just be present. You know what I'm saying? And make your presence known.
Yeah.
However, which way that, that fit.
Yeah, like to bounce off what you said, it might not seem like this, but being on camera, like I would have been started a YouTube so long ago, but being on camera is so cringy to me, y'all. And so if you look at my videos, like when I first started doing food content, I'm not in any of the videos. And then my friend's like, you need to be in your videos. Like, you pretty, that's going to make it. And people, and it's best to like put a face on stuff. So when I go places now and people recognize me. But that was like a thing for me. Like, I don't want to be on camera. Like, I don't, but I'm getting much better with it now.
That's understood, especially in this new age. Like me and Britt were talking about this not too long ago. For me personally, how I am, I have an issue with when people see me online or how I could be on social media.
Right.
They think they can just approach me in real life. And sometimes it's like, hold up, wait a minute. So I try to protect that. But then I have to understand though too, like it's really genuine people out
Right.
there, that wants the best for you. And you never know how you can make a connection with somebody that can allow you to grow outside of yourself.
Yes.
So I'm trying to open myself to that a little bit more. But I definitely could understand how it could be cringy now and doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
But keep doing what you're doing because it's
Thank
not
you.
so many people that that get into it and they already know what they want. You already had said that you don't want to work a 9 to 5. That's
Right.
not for you. And a lot of people maybe just get into it just to have the extra money or because they want to blow up and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just like the book club, like the businesses that I start don't really be based off the money. And every time I did try to do something like for the money, it didn't work out. Like growing up, I tried so many different things. I had a 360 photo booth at a point in time, and I had a throne chair, and I used to put that out for rent. I sold platters. I had a body care company. Like I would make body scrubs.
Okay.
I had all the machines. I used to make lotion, everything. And it was just all, how can I make money? How can I make money? But now, like I said, I'm doing things that make me happy. So with the book club, I don't get no money for the book club. Everybody like, do you charge to be in your book club or do you? No, and because it's not about the money for me. But putting yourself in a position to do what you love and you can pour, it's going to bring other opportunities that may bring money, but I didn't start my book club for money or anything. Like I genuinely love just waking up and seeing them texting, or we do like 3 to 4 events a month, and then we read 1 book a month, and then we do like runner-up books, because I got a lot of fast readers. So if the book good, they'll type in the chat 2 days, I'm done the book. I'm like, oh, but let me catch up. But yeah, like I just love like being around them, spending time with them. Like we really creating like a community, like a sisterhood. So far we did a spin class, and I also use like my content creator vibe as leverage to what I want my book club to do. So we did like a cycling class, and then in our book club we have a Pilates instructor. So we did rooftop sunset Pilates.
Oh, Zai, is Zai in your club?
Zai's not in my book club, but I met Zai. I got invited to a brunch.
Oh my God.
She invited me to Pilates and plunge at the W. But no, this is someone else. Her name's Kayla. And she we did sunset rooftop Pilates. 2 days ago, we just had karaoke, and then next Thursday we're having a Pretty in Pink picnic. So I'm just so excited.
that is truly a girl's club. Okay.
Yes.
I love that.
The picnic is like a potluck picnic. The picnic is like a potluck picnic, and we're like each bringing something, and we're all wearing pink. It's gonna be so cute.
Yeah.
And then we have like one main meeting a month that's like based off the book. So our genre this month was mystery, and it was about like a lady who went missing with her daughter and stuff. I don't want to give too much in case they
Okay.
ain't finished reading, but
What's the name of the book?
Local Girl Missing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's by Mary Kabika or Kabuka, something like that. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. But so our main book club meeting this month is like a murder mystery dinner party. So it's going to be really nice.
So
It's going to be really nice. We're doing like them games where you like solve the murder.
yeah.
And then we're going to have like a bunch of games, catered dinner. We
Okay.
have a bartender that's going to make cocktails and mocktails. So yeah, it's going to be my book club. I be telling them like my book club taking over my life. I be supposed to editing videos and stuff, and I'm sitting there texting the book club back or what can we do? What can we do? But yeah, I love my book club.
That's good. I love that. I love that. So how did that even like? Because I know that probably brings you peace, even though it's taking over your life. It probably brings you peace in
It
a way, and to come together with other women as well too, and the energy be good energy. So how did that come about for you? Like the main reason why you got into
The book club.
yeah.
So one of the main reasons was I used to read a lot as a kid, like not even just a kid growing up. And I feel like now that I'm a content creator, I'm always on my phone. I'm always on social media. Anybody that know me know I do not watch TV. I simply don't have the time to watch TV. I'm just if I'm in the house, I'm on my phone. I'm editing or I'm on TikTok or I'm looking at I do not watch TV. And I be trying to set time for myself. Like when I go home, I'm watching TV today. Like I want to watch something. But the thing that I like about reading most is that it like tune out the outside world. Cause if I'm watching a show, I'm still scrolling on my phone, and then I'm rewinding because I done missed a part. Whereas though reading a book, like it needs your attention. So I wanted to get back into something that pulled me away from my cell phone, and I really miss reading. Like I missed being in a room and reading and feeling like you in a whole another different world. So getting back into reading was one of the things, and then the next thing was community, like building, because I have friends, don't get me wrong, but all of our, like me and a lot of my friends are like in different walks in life. Like one of my friends, she's in nursing school, so she barely had time to hang out.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. And then some of my friends don't have kids, and I always have my kids, so I'm like, we got to do. So I just wanted to build a community of, people that some may have kids, some not, because like I said, we have 3 to 4 events, and some can't make it to this, but they can make it to that. So just building a community, like having like a sisterhood kind of community, because like I said, I felt like I didn't fit in here. I'm like, there's not really many people that like to do what I do, or I don't feel like I have, a lot of people where I can just, vibe with or chill with. And that's a lot of ideas I wanted to execute. And I'm like, well, who am I gonna do all this stuff with? So that was another thing, like building a genuine like sisterhood.
I love that.
So how do you keep the consistency? Because it's funny that you say it, because I struggle with it. Like I have we have our tribe, like our group is like 4. What is it? 4 of us? It's 5 of us. It's 4 of us. It's 4 of us. Yeah, it's 4 of us. So it's like it's 5 of us. That's like our sis. Like we're like sisters, and outside of that, then of course I have like, you know what I mean. Like you have your friends and whatever the case may be. But like you said, they're not all into what. Don't get me wrong. They'll support when the majority of what I do.
Right.
But it's just like, how do you, I guess, form that bond and then like kind of like keep it? Because I'm a great galvanizer. Like I can galvanize groups. Like I can connect people. I can, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Galvanize, but keeping that like consistency and just keeping that connection, I think is like, I don't know where the disconnect is with me at.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That does make sense. And I shock myself every day because I be telling myself like, maybe this is really what I'm meant to do, because I be shocked. Like, how am I'm the most unorganized person I know. Like, how am I? How do I have this?
I'm like,
how do I have this organized behind book club?
Yes,
like,
okay.
But I'm like, it's probably what's meant for me. So,
of course, yeah.
This is only like this is our third book.
Okay.
And I will say, like, it's trial and tribulation. Like, a lot of the people that started in the beginning, they see changes happening every month. And that's because, like you said, like, it's hard to be consistent, especially you have like so many adults that have their own lives. Like, how do I still keep it all together. So at first we were in iMessage, and that was our group chat.
Okay.
And then there's a maximum of people you can add on there. So now we're in like a group me chat. And what I like to do is because you'll have a lot of people that join and then never read or fall off. So what we do now, and this is new, is I'm capping it at 60 members just because I like it to be
I mean, we're the hand claps.
No, that's
yeah.
That's good. 'Cause
That's
you don't want to
dope.
overwhelm yourself.
But that's still a lot, though. Like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? If you think about book club, I've been in book clubs that haven't even had 60 people.
Yeah, when I started,
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, I'm like, it's gonna be me, my two friends, and my
Yeah.
cousin. But it was so many people joining, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like sometimes stuff that happened in my life, I'm just like, what? Like people like, girl, that's regular to you. No, like it still shocked me. So it still shocked me.
Yeah.
So I'm capping it at 60 members. And that was even hard for me to do because I'm
Okay.
just so nice. And I'm like, how I'm gonna tell people they
No,
can't.
yeah.
But I like to keep it intimate, like, so we kept it at 60 members, but every month we do like a sweep, like a check in.
Okay.
So if I notice you haven't been participating as much, I might check in with you and be like, hey, do you still want to be a part of the book club? You are allowed to take a month off because life happens. Like it might be somebody's birthday month and they're like, I ain't reading this month. But you are allowed to take a month off. And if you want, you can rejoin and stuff like that. But I like to keep it like every month I just do a sweep
Yeah.
and I take out people and then I make room for new members.
Okay.
But we have one thing that I am blessed with is we do have a lot of consistent members and that was my biggest like concern at
Yeah.
first too. Like people going to not really be reading, but it's so beautiful. Like we have a lot of entrepreneurs in there and they might pop in and be like, "Hey, I'm having an open house for I'm doing real estate. I have an open house, or hey, I have this going on, or I'm a caterer and I do this. So it's so beautiful.
A
because-
connection.
Yeah, so we support each other. Like it's really, really a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It really
yeah,
is.
That is
That's
dope.
decent. It made me when just listening to you right now made me think of what's for you will always be for you.
Right.
That whole thing of having that doubt of what if it's only just going to be these few and it turned out to be plenty.
Right.
And then the fact that you're always making room for new, that's an amazing thing as well too. One of the things that Britt always stresses is that if it's not growing, it's dead.
Yeah.
So that's how you know that it's something that is growing and it contributes back to not only like the foundations of Black women and coming together and providing that community and that space for one another, but it also funnels back into us getting reconnected and
Right.
disconnected from something that has taken over, I think, in our community very much so.
Yeah.
So I really, really like that. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Thank you. I knew it was a third reason too. I said community, building a community, getting back into reading. The third reason, it was three. The third reason was to have like some kind of structure. Like as an entrepreneur, it's easy to not have
Yeah.
any structure. Like
Yeah.
I can wake up and do whatever I want each day. So and sometimes that's not always a good thing. So I like that my book club, I know I have to read. I know I have to be done by a certain time. I know that the people in the book club are going to hold me accountable because they'll be done the book and I'm like, I'm the leader. I can't just like not know what's going on. So that was another thing, like creating something to like look forward to, some kind of structure in my life. So yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
I was to
Thank
say,
you.
right?
I love this. It is rare that you're still young. You're younger than us. So it's
Yeah.
rare that you come across younger adults that have that much like focus and that want those things in life.
Yeah. Thank you.
And maybe then again, also it could be that the conversations are not being had for them to really sit down and have that critical thinking process to really know what it is that they want.
Yeah.
But I do like that and admire that about you and
Thank
that
you.
consistency.
Thank you.
Even with your printing business, is that something that you initially started in first before you got into doing everything
Yeah,
else?
so my printing business started in 2016. That was my very first business. I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, I mean my oldest daughter, and I would like make headbands for her and stuff. But then something was like post them. And people wanted to buy them, and then I learned how to make tutus, and I would post them. And then people like, "Oh, do you make shirts to go with the tutus?" And I'm like,
Yes.
Yes. So I researched to figure out how to make the shirts, and I just started my business, so and I was young, so I didn't really have the money to go buy the vinyl cutter and the printer and heat press and all of that. So I would outsource. It was a place called Abbey Print around the corner from my mom's house. They're no longer there, but they would do my shirts for so cheap, and I would like create the design custom, and I would come to them and be like, I want this on these shirts, and then I would pay them and then give them to my customer, and then take their money.
Right,
So
right, right.
I was outsourcing for a while, and then I saved up, and then that's how I bought my machines. So I've been doing that for very long, and it's to the point now, thank God, it's to the point now where like I don't even have to promote. Like I have people that's like, "Oh, you did my baby shower shirts. My daughter graduated in kindergarten. Can you make her shirts?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, that is so crazy." But yes, like I said, it does start to feel like work sometimes for me, but it's a blessing to always
Yeah.
have that to fall back on. And I'm really good at it as well, so it's always good. Or like even if I'm having something, my friends having something, they could call me, "Can you make?" Because not only do I do shirts, I do like chip bags, party treats, all of that. So it's good to have that to fall back on.
Yeah.
Like, and when I'm getting into like my creative bag, like sometimes I'm like making new stuff, DIY stuff. But yeah, I've been doing that since 2016.
That's decent. Good. That's really, really decent. And that what that shows like your determination as well too. Just for also the fact that you don't want to work a 9 to 5, so you're gonna do something
Right.
like something that you geared on something that you're good at and that you know that you're good at, and it worked out for you and made
I'd be
you
like,
money.
girl, if I'm feeling like I need some money and I'm about to apply to jobs, I'd be like, girl, you better go do some shirts or start posting,
Something. Yeah.
start doing something.
Yeah.
Because, and it's not even like to sound decent and be like, oh, I don't want to work a 9 to 5, because that's not it. It's just like the lifestyle I live. I have two daughters, and for some odd reason, they school always closed or they always getting out early, and I'm just like, oh my! Every time I got a job, it's like one sick, one get out early, one. So I was working from home for a while, but even that, like, it feels like I was in solitary confinement. I'm just like in a room at home, because I enjoy. One thing I did enjoy about work is one, getting a break from my kids, and two, on your lunch break you could go out and get fresh air. And when you're working from home, it's no separation
Right.
between work and home. So I did not like that, because people like, you lucky, you lucky. Yeah, it is a blessing, like on inclement weather or transportation wise, but it would, for me, it was no difference between work and home, so I couldn't do that. But just being able to be an entrepreneur, I love the fact that I always can be with my kids. Like, I that's anybody that know me know that I'm always with my kids, and that's one thing that I love about not having to work. I can make it to everything they got going
Yep.
on.
Yep.
I could wake up, get them ready for school. I'm the one that pick them up. So I really love that about not working, being able to be
Yeah.
with my kids.
And I don't think nothing's wrong with not wanting to work a 9 to 5. Like I think that's where. So I'm 38. So, and I know like in our generation, in that era, we were taught to go to school, get a job. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like just career afterwards. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I think I love about. I think this generation. You know what I mean? That's coming up
Yes.
behind us because
Yes.
they're like, no, we're not doing it, and it brought back, I think, that creative style, and it changed the mindset. Because if you look at it like our parents, it's like who wants to be at a job? Don't, and this is no shade, right? There's no shade to nobody, but being somewhere for like 60 plus years,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? And then
Right.
it's like after that, then it's like now what? You know what I mean? And it's
And I'm
and
not
it's
too
hard.
bougie to go get a job. Now, trust me,
No,
if
no,
I
no, no,
like,
no, no.
I
Yeah.
work anyway. I was telling my friends, I'm like, I don't even mind working. It would, I just wouldn't put myself in a position to be like depressed again. Like, I think my type of job would be like a coffee shop or something where I could see people.
Yeah, interact.
But no, continue what you were saying. I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah, no. I'm just saying. So like I said, like I admire it, but I'm definitely a firm believer. Even at 38, like I need more. Like I need multiple streams of income. Like when I meet people or in different settings, the last thing that I say that I am or that I do is that I'm a nurse. You know what I mean? Like I might be like, I'm like, oh no, I'm this. I get in this and this, and I'm like, all right, well, because I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like by day trade, I'm a, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm a nurse, but and not to knock it, like don't get me wrong, like you know what I'm saying, but it's just that you can get caught up and you change
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Like trading it, your piece for paper. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, being away from like during the pandemic, life never stopped for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't know what isolation was. You know what I mean? Like I did like it didn't exist. Like the world didn't stop for me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because because I am a nurse.
And
you know
that's
what I'm
a
saying?
blessing. That's
Well,
a
no, it
blessing.
wasn't. I mean, like it was. Like, no, so when I mean like stop for me, like you know how like people were confined,
Right.
they were isolated. Where it's
Spending
like,
time with their
yeah,
family.
I like that wasn't my life. Like my life was like I was at work. You get what I'm saying? So, and my daughter majority of the time was like with my family.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they were together, but I was at work. You know what I mean? And then it was just like, okay, yeah, I don't have to take my daughter to school, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
right.
fighting for her to get up while she in the bed with the computer. You know what I'm saying?
But I was by blessing. I
But-
meant because there was a lot of people that was like out of work and
Well,
they
that's
didn't know
true.
how they was going to make
So
money.
that's true. Yeah, you're right about that. That's true too. But I think that's what sparked this whole entrepreneurial revolution that we got going on for the last couple years. You know what I'm saying? For people to like, all right, listen, I gotta make money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get a t-shirt business, landscape or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And I don't understand this world. Like, it's like, even if you do work a 9 to 5 and that's all you do, it still don't feel like enough.
it's
Like,
not.
it's
That's what I'm
not.
saying. You
You
need
have
to
to
have
do
more, more than one stream of income. That's what I'm like.
It's crazy.
It's you have to.
Like the rent prices my first apartment, my rent was $750. I'm like, you cannot find that
Anywhere.
anywhere.
Not no more.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I be at how much I get paid an hour, and then I add up the checks, and I be like, by the time I pay my rent, what I'm gonna have like $50?
In today's economy, that's exactly how it
crazy.
is, unfortunately.
It's
you
crazy.
Know?
And then it's mind-boggling that you can be at work for 8 hours and really, really working hard and make like what $200 for the day, and then you can wake up and roll over and respond to a text from something that you created or from your own
Something that you
business,
love.
and you done made that in one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's
No, you
like,
made that within an hour.
hour,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You like, oh, okay, I got what 7 more to go.
I just woke up.
Period. How much more? How can you multiply that in that time
Yeah.
frame?
Yes.
So I definitely understand that as well too, because even in in some of the things that we do outside of this, like in Herbalife, that requires entrepreneurship, right? And it requires you to be able to make those connections, not just within your business, but with other people that can
Right.
be able to expand you, but beyond what you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's really, really dope. What I wanted to also ask you, with you being a mom and you being an entrepreneur, right? How do you pour back into yourself? As Britt talked about, like pouring from her overflow, that's from the things that you're like the spirituality, what you're reading, with who you may be listening to. So what is one way that you can fill your cup to do that?
So, I will say that it was a struggle at first. Like, all I knew at one point was being a mom. I was a mom since I was 20. So I spent most of my 20s like raising kids, and it was hard for me for a while to separate like who I am outside of being a mom. And now it's so different for me. Like, now, like, I make my time. Like, I don't even worry about like who gonna watch them or nothing. I make the plan first, and I be like, look, I'm gonna make it work. But I like to like figure out like what actually do I like what do I want to do. So I don't really like wait for people to do stuff. Like, I'll take solo trips, or I spend a lot of time alone. And I love spending time alone. Like, a lot of my friends say, girl, you crazy. You don't want here by yourself and stuff. But it's a different, like, everyone is different. It's a different feeling being alone to me. Like, I love it. I love it. I went to Chicago by myself, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just walk around today. Like, that's what I want to do. Walk around. You know, when you with people, it's like, girl, we gotta go here. We gotta go here. No, I just wanted to walk and like take in that different city air and just look around and be like, oh my God, I'm somewhere else. And like, I really enjoy being alone. I go out to eat on my own. Even if I'm in a house by myself, that feeling that I get of being alone and I can do whatever I want to do, I really love it. So I will say, like, spending alone time and doing what I really want to do, and then also figuring out what do I like? Like that's been my new thing. Like even if it's something small, like down to my coffee order, I'm like, what is it that I like? Like I get iced coffee, but let me try this today. Like because I feel like I said, I romanticize my life a lot. So even if I got work to do, I'm finding the best coffee shop that I want to work at. So that I feel like romanticizing your life, spending alone time, and then what I was saying was figuring out what I like. I'm talking in circles, but what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is like, down to my coffee order. That brings like a whole, like something so small like that brings like a whole new like happiness to me because now I'm like, oh, all right, now I really like this coffee. Tomorrow I'm going to get that coffee that I really like and I'm gonna just start my day and I'm gonna have a great day. So even down to little stuff like figuring out my style, that's been my thing lately. Like I've always been a minimalist. Like I wear like regular two-piece
Okay.
sets, jeans and a shirt. But now I want to know like what is my style? Like what do I
Yeah.
like? So I've been getting into my style lately
I
and
know
stuff,
that's
like
right.
buying buying different stuff, like and just really like just doing what I want to do, you know?
Somebody could put that to me as before, like finding your roar.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're at that point in life where you're really figuring out who you are,
Mm-hmm.
what it is you like, and what it is that you want in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to think at first when I was that age that something was wrong. Like I'm figuring everything else out late, and it seemed like everybody else around me already
Mm-hmm.
got it figured out and put it together. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, that sometimes it just happens at different moments and different times in your life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like the so this is
Do you
why
guys mind if I text really quick?
no.
Oh, okay.
You good?
I
I'm
told y'all my
breaking
kids
up.
be.
Good,
No.
you good.
This is what like the naked truth is, that like, you know what I mean, like based upon, it's like it's based upon that caterpillar to butterfly phase.
Britt, what's the naked truth?
So the naked truth is a 6-week curriculum that I've formulated for our women, um, to tap into that emotional intelligence, emotional awareness, and really into self. But it's a 6 weeks, and it goes from, like I said, that caterpillar to butterfly phase, and it goes through the different phases that the caterpillar goes through. Sorry, y'all. And it has step work. You know what I'm saying? It has step work in each stage. So it's like when you're in that, I'm gonna say like that isolation stage or the pupating stage, or you're in that blossom stage or the cocooning stage, it's also step work that goes into that, because it's work.
Right.
It's work. Like, it's, you might not see it, but that caterpillar is going through some
Right.
stuff. Like,
Right.
like he or she is going through some stuff, and they're working. Like, you know what I mean, to get through out of that one phase into the next phase to become that beautiful butterfly.
Yeah.
And that's life, you know what I mean? And when we sit and when you actually tap into, like, if anybody, just go look at the stages of the butterfly, I mean the caterpillar to the butterfly. But when you actually like read upon it, and it's like we're constantly going through that stage, you know what I mean, or those stages, you know what I'm saying? And I was just having this conversation with my daughter, and she was like, I'm like, you're in a weird, awkward stage right now. And she was like, well, what do you mean by that? She's like, what does that mean? I said, I don't know. I said, if this, your life is your book, and if you could name the chapter that you're in right now, what would you name it? She said, I don't know. I said, exactly.
Right.
That's the stage that you're in right now. You know what I'm saying? You're in that, because she's 17. You know what I'm saying? So she's in that I don't know stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's okay. And I can see it. Like, it's weighing on her. Like, she's like, I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, it's okay. But even with us in life, I'm like, you're gonna continue. Like, girl, I'm in the isolation stage right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in that dark cocoon right now, like waiting to break out. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's going to continue to be this because as you grow in life, as you mature, as you go through different lessons and blessings, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna go through, like, you're gonna, okay, now I'm in this stage, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, this year I'm in this stage, or this moment in life I'm in this stage. So it's a continuous, never ending cycle. And that's why I love it. I know, right? That's why I love it, because it's also ties into like healing. And what does that look like? Because you're constantly healing. And healing is not just necessarily, like we talked about before, like just something that's just, oh, you were hurt. And it's like, no, it's just, I'm just in a phase in my life.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
know
a
what I
lot
mean?
of people are a lot of people struggle with that because a lot of people are in survival mode. Like a lot of people are just trying to make a way. So all they know is work. All they know is some people are just angry, not by choice, but just
Right.
because they don't, they're not actually doing what makes them happy.
Right.
And everybody look at me like I'm crazy when I say this, but I don't really like as much as I wake up and I'm like I got to figure out new ways to make money. Like I'm hustling. I also don't think about money. I'm like I'm gonna do what it is that I feel like I need to be doing, and God is just gonna make it happen
Of
for me.
course.
So if I know rent is due next week and I know I don't have it, what's the point of stressing about it? Because that's not gonna make the money come, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So I just know like I manifest, or I just like know like it's going to work out. It's going to work out. So I just like to live that way as well. Like, because I was in survival mode for a while as well. I went through a phase where I was just making sure everybody else had it, even when I didn't. And now I'm just like, I owe this to me to
Yes.
be happy. No man, I'm not letting anything come in between me and my happiness. Money, jobs, people,
Yep.
anything. Like I'm not letting it. Like even if people always be like, "Oh, you always so happy, you always smiling," and that's a gift and a curse as well too, because people think they strong friend just got it all figured out or all together, and that's not it either. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need the support just as well as you need the support, but I'm just like so fixated on just being happy to the point where I'm just like I could be homeless, I could have $0, I can have, and I just look at everything as a blessing. If all I had was $2 to go to the store and get a pack of noodles, I'm blessed. Some
Yeah.
people don't have anything.
Exactly.
So I like I said, I'm just like always expressing gratitude. I'm just always choosing to be happy because it's no it's no other way to live really. This
Exactly.
world is crazy.
Exactly.
This
I
world is
agree.
crazy.
Yeah. And people don't understand that. People don't. Yeah, they don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't understand. It's crazy, but yeah, you're right. They don't understand. And I think gratitude. Will always say gratitude is your. What he say? He say gratitude is your latitude. No, gratitude should always be your attitude that increases or raises your latitude, or something like that. He always say. But seriously, but definitely living, definitely living in gratitude is a must. It's a must. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a must.
No, you have to. Um, for me, I was just sitting in that the other day, right? Being grateful for where I'm at in life and where I could have been, even like with where I'm at now versus where I was 10 years ago. It's
Right.
not the same. It doesn't look like the same, you know? And there's still work that needs to be done on me in different areas of my life. But I'm just grateful because it could be worse. There's other people whose story is way worse than what my experiences or the things that I went through, right? So I'm just grateful that I still get to wake up and still get to be present, not just as myself, but as a mother, as a friend, as a sister and a daughter, you know. And one of the things that I'm always trying to be mindful of right now and in the moment, is really getting back to family and more so than anything being grateful for them, because even though for me and my family we're all in different states, whether it's between Virginia, me being here in Philadelphia and having family in Georgia as well too, it's hard. And like when I really think about it, we haven't really seen each other in years.
Yeah.
But no matter what, I am grateful that we still can pick up the phone and we can
Mhm.
still hear those conversations and
Yeah.
reminisce about things that happened when we were younger.
Right.
And it still be like good memories no
Right.
matter what. And I think that's important for me right now until we can all come together
Mhm.
to keep those conversations going. And again, I'm just super grateful for my family because
Right.
I wouldn't be who I was if it wasn't for them,
Right.
you know? So yeah.
Yeah, I love I'm really big on family as
Mhm.
well.
That's good. That's good. That's what's up. That's how old are your daughters if you don't mind me
3 and 9.
asking? Okay.
My youngest will be 4 June 29th. So, yep. I got
Okay.
two.
Oh.
That's decent. That's
Yes.
decent. And I know like how you mentioned before, like being a mom, that's all you knew before, but I'm pretty sure like it's a beautiful experience. I think for any parent, it's a beautiful experience with your children.
Right.
Is sometimes they will try you,
Mhm.
yes, but as they grow, they learn just like how you learned with your parents coming up. And I'm starting
Yeah.
to see that a little bit more even with my son. It's
Yeah.
weird. So yeah.
Yeah, my daughter is like, but no, no, no. It's I'm super, super grateful for my daughter. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm grateful for her and for the person who she is and who she's becoming. Just when you see when they start making decisions, you know what I mean, based
Yeah.
upon things, you're like, oh, okay, or you really was listening, or
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean, or you got the lesson, you know what I mean, because once again, like it's just like anything, how we went through stages and they go through stages too. Um, it's it's a challenge, and there's no handbook.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's
Right.
no handbook to like parenting. There's no handbook to um life. I mean, unless whatever your spiritual relationship is, you know what I'm saying? Then that's your guide. But
Right.
even with that, you still trial and lesson.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
it's nothing that can prepare you for
Right.
anything, I feel like.
Right, right. So you definitely have to walk in faith
Mhm.
and obedience and discipline, and just go from there, because this is sheesh.
Yeah, especially being a mom. I always
Yes.
I always be asking myself, like, am I doing this right? I ask my kids, do y'all think I'm a great mom? They be like, duh, mom. Like, you're the best mom ever. I'm
Yeah.
just like, look, because
I need reassurance. Just reassure me a little bit. You know what I mean?
and it's hard. Like, sometimes it's hard because it's like you only get this one chance. They only get this one childhood
Mm-hmm.
for you to like love on them right and teach them the right things, because a lot of people say that a lot of people don't think that your parents are a part of like who you grew up to
Oh,
be, but
yeah.
how you are raised is a huge part of course you got some people that beat the odds and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
no, my daughter is like, I see a lot of me in them. Their mannerism, their behaviors, like I'm very affectionate and lovable. Like, I mean, and loving. And I'm just like always like showering my daughters in kisses and hugs. And I'll just randomly be laying there and they'll give me a kiss or say, Mom, I love you. And I love that because everyone is not like that.
Exactly.
Not saying that they love you any less or anything like that, but I love being able to do things and then my daughters learn from it, or my daughters like, it's like a positive thing,
Yeah.
like take some of the positive things from me. So I like them to see, like I take my daughter to work with me and stuff, like when I do content and stuff, and she's like, oh mom, like she pull her phone out and do her own thing, and I just like stuff like that,
Yeah.
because being a mom, it's a lot.
It is.
We really are superheroes. Not saying being a dad is any less, but we
Yeah.
are really superheroes. Like it's so much we do to the point that it's like it can't be explained.
No.
It
at
can't be
all.
explained.
Can't be imitated, duplicated, or replicated.
Right.
Like, we love our black men, we
shape, or
love our
form.
fathers, don't. But yeah,
Yes.
it's definitely
Being
a
a
difference.
mom is crazy. You turn into a nurse,
Girl,
everything.
everything,
Everything.
everything.
Everything. It is. It's funny you say that because I just had this conversation with my son's father the other day, and I always be thinking like I can't talk to him about certain things, but it just happened to flow so naturally, where it was just like sometimes I feel like this, like my head is above water and I'm still trying to make things happen and make sure that things get done without worrying so many people about what I have going on.
Right.
And he kind of sat back and I seen like his facial expression and how he looked. So when we were talking about the economy changing and everything, right? Like that's one of the things that's happening with me right now. So it's like, all right, how can I pivot? How can I make this work for me right now,
Yes.
right? And it's like I had to go back to this conversation that I had with him. I tiptoed around it before, but it was like, look, this is what things are gonna look like for me in the next year
Yeah.
if this doesn't work out for me,
Right.
right? And it's like that gave him the opportunity to be like, look, I got you.
Yeah.
Like whatever you need, let me know, and I'm gonna help you as much as I possibly can, right? And him not realizing too, like I'm a single mom. I live by myself. I pay bills, by
Right.
myself.
Right.
So he has the luxury of being able to live with other people, so he doesn't have to really worry about that too much. The cost can be split. So he doesn't see how much like things
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
add
Add
up
up.
and
Yeah.
like really cost when you out here by yourself. And like ultimately, yes, I would love to be married. I want a family. I want a 2-parent household and be able to make the divide it up to make the money work for the family where we can still do stuff outside of that. But I'm not there right now,
Yes.
Right.
So thank
It's
God.
on its way.
Yes,
All of us.
inshallah.
Got
Yes.
time.
Thank God
I'm
though.
ready. I need my money in my pocket.
Yes.
I be thinking sometimes like if this was split in two, oh, I would be on vacation. But it's a lot. It's a lot. It really is a lot. Like, and then you have no choice as a mom. Like you have no choice. You really don't. And another thing where I feel like my like I be feeling a kind of way like is my kids think I have the answer to everything. They think I could fix everything. Like I'm their superhero. So I don't want to let them down. So I just be like, oh my God. Like when I'm having a bad day or I don't know how I'm gonna do this or that or the third, I always like pull it together for my kids. And that's hard sometimes. Like
Yeah.
not even if you just having a bad day, like even if you're not feeling well,
Yeah.
like you don't have that luxury to just be like, oh, I'm just chilling today or I'm having a bad day. I'm gonna just watch movies because them kids still gonna be hungry. They still gonna need stuff. They still gonna have to get back and forth to school. So I like being a mom, becoming a mom really made me look at my mom in a different way. Like
Yeah.
growing up, you probably think like she irking or why is she always angry, but now you understand, like
Understand,
she
yeah.
probably didn't know how she was going to pay a bill that day, or she probably, like kids, they're so oblivious to it.
Yeah.
And that definitely are. And it's funny that you said it because I always in my mind like even if things got like a little tight or rough, I always made it seem like I just always wanted my daughter to never feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like never even see,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So she wouldn't even know, like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like if something was like, if I was like finagling stuff, she wouldn't, like, I don't want her to feel as though, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want her, because that's how, to be honest, that's how sometimes I believe our young men grow up, and when they see that their mom is struggling, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean, they make them eyes meet, or they got more siblings, and it's like they might hear, they're like, okay, let me go out and help my mom. And it's just
Right.
like my whole thing was like, no, listen, like your responsibilities is always, be respectful, fair guy, and go to school and get good grades.
Yeah.
Like that was my thing. Like and she works every year. Like Nasia been working since she was like 14. You get what I'm saying? And she's been working. I'd be like, that's your money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And she'll still like, she'll have her money in her drawer, her card. She'll still leave the house, and I still will give her money. You get what I'm saying? Because I need you to understand, like, this is my, like, your responsibility is just to be a child.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna teach you how to be responsible with money.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But then you figure it out. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and put that burden, or I don't want you to ever feel like, you know what I mean, or I gotta help my mom.
Yeah.
No, how you help me is by doing what I ask you. You know what I'm saying? Being
Yeah, right.
respectful, get good grades. You get what I'm saying? And do what you need to do and figure school, sis, education.
Yeah.
You figure it out. You
I
know
used
what I'm
to
saying?
joke
So-
and be like, I'm a magician because, like you said, the kids be living their best life the
yeah,
whole time.
and don't even know.
Like when I first had my oldest daughter, we used to do so much stuff to the point we go to like free stuff, go to Dilworth Park where they got the water. Like that's what I be telling people. Like parenting is not about just giving money, just giving money, just giving money.
Exactly.
Like
It's about
that
that time.
right? Like you can have a dad or whatever, and the dad can send money or whatever. It's the kid will care more if you spend time with them. Like it's all about the time, and they didn't ask to be here. That's why I'm always saying, like, when my kids get older, like I'm teaching them things that's going to make them want to move out on their own, but I'm not going to force them. You
Exactly.
get what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
no, yeah.
Like whenever you ready, yeah, but this world is gotten rougher. Like it's gonna be hard for anyone to just adjust if they don't already have stuff set up for them. So
Right.
yeah.
And we the only culture that do that to our children.
Mm-hmm.
We the only ones out. You 18, already get out. It's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
Yeah.
why? Like we're the only culture that does it.
Mm-hmm.
No, when you feel as though, like you said, like no, you can stay. Listen, my daughter can stay till she get married. I only had one, so I'm like, I'm trying to listen. Okay.
My daughter, my bestie. So
Yes,
y'all can
exactly.
stay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Anything I leave and go do what I gotta
Right,
do, but
yeah.
right,
y'all can stay.
yeah,
Yeah.
or if you want to move somewhere, just make sure I'm next door. Like,
Yeah.
like make sure I'm next door.
Like-
Like, do I got my own house and garden next door or something?
My parent, well, no, more so my dad would probably disagree with me than anything, but my son definitely can stay with me until he get it like figured out and on what he want to do or whatever. Granted, putting him in position to also
course.
understand his role as a man and the
Yes.
responsibilities that lie on him as well too. But yeah, I definitely agree with it. That's something that I'm big on for us to start doing with our children, you know,
Yeah.
to be able to create that opportunity and space for them to be able to grow and ease themselves out into the real world,
Right.
you know. So
Yeah.
I think that's dope. I think that's dope. So before we close out, I wanted to ask you, what is something that maybe you learn now in all your walk of life that you didn't know that you was when you were younger that could probably help somebody else who's listening today?
Um, that's a good question. Uh, I would say to no, that sounds too cliche, but I was gonna
No.
say no. I was gonna say all right. So, like I was speaking on happiness, like it's really a choice, like to not have a bad day. It's really a choice to have a good day, and it might not seem like it because, like I say, like I'm the strong friend, and everybody think I got it all figured out, but it's just because I simply choose to just be happy. Like I can't stress over something that I can't control. So that's one thing that I would say, like, don't stress over things that you can't control, because and it's human nature. Like sometimes I still do, but I don't let it keep me down for long. I'm more like solution based now.
Yeah.
So at first I would just like be sad and try to figure out this, that, and the third. But now I'm waking up and I'm just like, all right, how to make today better than yesterday? Like, what am I gonna do to make today better than yesterday?
1% better.
Yeah, 1% better every day. And I always say slow progress is better than no progress.
Right.
So I like to just I tell myself I'm gonna just do one thing today that make me better than yesterday. Like whether it's I go to the gym or because being an adult is hard. Like life is hard in general. So I just would say like just choose to be happy. Like wake up and focus on the positives instead of the negatives. Like me and my friend, she works on a boat and like a mini cruise ship, and they stress her out so bad at work. And then I be home going through my own stuff, and we call each other, and she be like, "You want to go first?" And then we and we just say everything. But then I be like, you know what? Instead of listing all the bad things that's happened today, let's list the positive things. Whether it's just like we woke up, or we liked our coffee, or we was able to listen to our favorite song. Like romanticizing your life is really a real thing. Like
I might have to practice it because when you say, all right, what does that look like? What does romanticizing your life look like?
so to me, it's like I make everything just like extra, like just like all right. So for instance, like I wake up and if my kid's at school and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym today, or I'm gonna turn on YouTube and do some stretches in the house, or I'm gonna just make my smoothie. Like you just really like do things that make you happy that you normally wouldn't do. Like take a walk. If you go into a coffee shop to get a coffee, instead of just going to Dunkin' Donuts, go to a really nice coffee shop.
Right.
Take
So
pictures.
extra.
Yeah, like just make yourself, like pour into yourself, just make yourself happy. Like instead of just going to get a breakfast sandwich, like go sit down. Like I just, or like it could be something as small as instead of leaving out the house with sweatpants on the day. Like, get dressed today. It don't matter if you're going to Target. Get dressed, put on your favorite perfume. Because when you romanticize your life, you just really feel good.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
feel
And
good.
you attract that too. You
Yeah.
attract, like, what you put out is what you attract
Yeah.
also.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah,
My
what you
friends
want
be
for
like, "You
yourself.
so extra." I will be like, "Oh, I'm going to write in my journal," and I go down to Kelly Drive and get
Yeah.
on the blanket and write in my journal just because I wanted to, and I just feel so good by just doing something like so small like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I got it. I got
Yes,
it. I got
that's
it.
something I need to get back to because a little bit after COVID, it was a point where I started doing things by myself. I got a hotel for a weekend and stayed there by myself. I went and I hiked in the woods by myself. So those little things, just hearing you say that, or even buying flowers for myself, it's helping me to remember those things and what I was able to create
Yeah.
and manifest for myself in return. It may not have been love at the time, but I know that that was a period of time when a lot of things were abundant in my life
Right.
and things were so easy to just receive when I thought about it or I prayed for it, so
So I do that, but I think I need to do the extra part.
Yeah.
See, I'm not extra.
Yeah.
See, I'm not extra. Seriously, I'm not extra. So I think I need to be extra.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And-
because journaling and like that's the stuff that I think, because I do it with my daughter all the time. Like we go in there, or just like that's just like my happy space. Like today, I'm like, oh okay. But I told her, I was like, all right, well we're gonna do something together. But today would have been a day like after this, take my little nap, and then I'm down the drive. Like you know what I mean? With my little blanket and journal and sit and do whatever or
Yeah.
food. So. But I'm just not extra.
Yeah.
So
Like,
I'm gonna
even
do extra.
taking my kids to the playground, I want to take them to a new playground. I want to take
Right.
them to a nice playground. Like, let me look up and see what playground. Just little stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
the last thing I'm going to say is I really feel like that also ties into when I said finding out what you like what kind of person you are.
Yes.
Because a lot of the things I do, people get so caught up in social media and it's like, oh, I'm going to post that I'm here or I'm going to post that I'm doing here. Whereas though I feel like the things that I wake up and choose to do, like by romanticizing my life, it's things that I like doing. So I'm realizing I like going to coffee shops and being on my laptop. I just bought a MacBook and it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Now I want to go
Really?
to the coffee shops and be
Okay.
on my MacBook. Like, little stuff like that makes you realize who you are. One time I just completely deleted my social media for a few months.
Yeah, that's
And-
me right now.
Yeah, and I
love
and
it.
I normally do.
love it.
Yes. And my oldest daughter, she's Muslim.
Okay.
But at a point in time, I did Christmas really big, and when I deleted my social media, I'm like, this is my chance to really see. Do I buy all this stuff for Christmas so I could post it on social media? Or do I buy all this stuff for Christmas because that's what I like doing? And of course, I still did the same, but it really was an eye opener for me because it's like,
Right.
I'm not going to be able to post this stuff. Like, people not going to know I bought all this, but I wasn't doing it for that. So
Right.
deleting your social media really, I wish I could do it, but now that's my whole
But
job.
and to be honest, and that's why I said I'm getting back on because my intention is to be more intentional, right? Because I just want to focus on my business, like my business more so on social media than actually me, if that makes sense. You know, even though you'll get me, but you're gonna get more so of empower women instead of nurse bread. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just I just
Yeah.
me for myself, you know what I mean? Where it's no, y'all can get empower women. Y'all got here you go, bam. That's what you're gonna get. And empower women is other women. It's not necessarily me.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So, but yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So where can people follow you at
Yes.
on social media?
All right, so my personal page is Boss Mom TV. My content page is PHL dot excuse me, PHL dot in a nutshell. And then my printing page is Iman Designs Co. And then my last page is my book club, Booked and Bossy. So
Yes. Get booked and bossy because we about to be booked and bossy. I'm joining the book
Yes.
club.
Yes. Is there a waiting list once it caps it?
Oh, I know. Dang, I forgot about that.
So new members can join June 6th. So that's
Okay,
when I do the
alright.
sweep. It's a form
Put it
in
in my calendar.
It's a form in my bio you'll have to fill out, and then June 6th I go through the forms and I let the new members join, and I
Okay.
take out the inactive members.
All
Okay.
right. Diego texted me.
It's booked in Bossy, like the letter N.
And okay.
Yeah.
Period. Yes. So make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all support. I'm definitely setting a reminder for June the 6th right now.
Yes.
Because
Go
I
in,
need
can you
to
go
be.
in and do
And
it for
once
both
you
of
win,
us?
you win. Once you win, you win. You don't have to
Period.
worry about doing all of that. But
Period. I'm putting it join book
book club.
club
Yes, June 6th.
at 5 a.m. in the morning.
I'm breaking it. Yes.
But you could do the form now because June 6th is just when I'll go through the form.
Everything. Okay. All right. Awesome.
But the form is easy.
Okay.
It's an easy form.
All right. All right, y'all. So thank you again for tuning in for another conversation on Tribe Talk Tuesdays. With that being said, we hope y'all have an amazing day on purpose. Peace out.
Peace out, y'all.
And thank you for joining us and sharing this
you.
space with
Thank
us.
you for having me.
Yes, make sure y'all like, share, follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure y'all like, share, and
Yes.
follow
And her content as well, too, okay?
Exactly, yes, and follow
Yes.
y'all. All right.